A brief comparison between the continents introduction. Earth is divided into vast landmasses known as continents. Each continent is unique in its geography, climate, people, culture, and role in shaping human history. Some continents are crowded with billions of people, while others remain almost untouched by humans. Some are rich in rainforests and wildlife, while others are frozen deserts of ice. In this video, we'll take a journey across all 7 continents, comparing their size, population, climate, resources, and global importance. By the end, you'll understand how different, and yet how connected, our world truly is. Let's begin with the largest and most populated continent on Earth, AISA. Asia is the largest continent, covering about 30% of Earth's land surface, and it is home to more than half of the world's population. This continent is incredibly diverse. Asia contains the highest mountain on Earth, Mount Everest, the largest desert, vast rainforests, frozen tundra, and tropical islands. Asia experiences almost every climate imaginable, from the icy regions of Siberia to the hot deserts of the Middle East and the humid tropics of Southeast Asia. Culturally, Asia is the birthplace of major world religions such as Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, and Confucianism. Thousands of languages are spoken here, and traditions vary dramatically from one region to another. Economically, Asia is a mix of extremes. It includes some of the world's richest economies and fastest-growing cities. Alongside regions still facing poverty and development challenges, Asia's massive population, economic growth, and technological innovation make it one of the most influential continents in the modern world. Africa is the second-largest continent and is often called the cradle of humankind. As the earliest human fossils were discovered here, it is the hottest continent overall, though its climate ranges from scorching deserts to tropical rainforests and cooler highlands. Africa is home to the Sahara Desert, the largest hot desert on Earth, and the Nile River, one of the longest rivers in the world. The continent is incredibly rich in natural resources, including gold, diamonds, oil, and rare minerals. It also has some of the most famous wildlife on the planet, such as lions, elephants, giraffes, and rhinos. Africa has the youngest population of all continents, with rapid population growth shaping its future. While many African nations are still developing, the continent shows huge potential in technology, renewable energy, and economic growth. Africa's history, resilience, and cultural richness make it one of the most important continents for humanity's future. Europe is one of the smallest continents by land area, but it has had a massive influence on world history. It contains a large number of countries packed closely together, each with its own language, culture, and traditions. Europe has a mostly moderate climate, making it suitable for dense populations and agriculture. Historically, Europe played a major role in exploration, colonization, industrialization, and modern political systems. Today, Europe is known for its strong economies, advanced infrastructure, and high standards of living. The continent is also politically unique, with many countries cooperating through unions and shared institutions. Despite its small size, Europe remains a major global player in culture, politics, and economics. Welcome to North America, where geographic splendor meets economic might. As the third-largest continent, North America boasts vast mountain ranges like the Rockies, plains stretching endlessly, dense forests, deserts, and even frozen Arctic zones. This geographical diversity gives the continent a climate spectrum from icy tundras to sunny tropics. Enveloped by the mighty oceans, North America has turned its coastlines and rivers into pathways for global trade and exploration, fueling urban growth and economic prosperity. From tech and manufacturing to agriculture and energy, North America stands at the forefront, driving innovation, space exploration, and digital advancements. But perhaps its most intriguing aspect is its cultural tapestry. With roots in ancient indigenous civilizations and a history of European colonization, the continent today is a vibrant mix of traditions, languages, and lifestyles, offering a unique flavor to global culture. Movies, music, and tech trends often originate from here. However, the journey isn't without hurdles. Environmental issues, climate challenges, and social disparities persist. Yet North America's resilience and spirit forge ahead, embracing past legacies while shaping a dynamic future. Ready to explore more? Dive into North America's adventurous narrative. South America, the continent of nature. It is home to the Amazon rainforest, the largest and most biodiverse rainforest on Earth, often called the lungs of the planet. The Andes Mountains stretch along the western edge of the continent, shaping weather patterns and human settlement. South America also contains deserts, glaciers, and fertile plains. Culturally, the continent is a blend of indigenous traditions, European influence, and African heritage. Music, festivals, and food are deeply tied to identity. Economically, South America relies heavily on agriculture, mining, and natural resources. While development varies, the continent plays a vital role in global food and resource supply. Antarctica, the frozen continent Antarctica, is the most extreme continent on Earth. It is the coldest, driest, and windiest place on the planet, with temperatures that can drop below -80 degrees Celsius. Unlike all other continents, Antarctica has no permanent human population. Almost the entire continent is covered by a massive ice sheet that is several kilometers thick in some areas. This ice holds about 70% of the world's freshwater, locked away in frozen form. If all of Antarctica's ice were to melt, global sea levels would rise dramatically. Life in Antarctica is limited, but it does exist. Penguins, seals, whales, and seabirds are specially adapted to survive the extreme cold. There are no land mammals, trees, or reptiles. Humans only visit Antarctica for scientific research. Researchers from many countries live temporarily in research stations, studying climate change, ice movement, ocean currents, and wildlife. Antarctica plays a critical role in regulating Earth's climate, making it one of the most important places for global science. Politically, Antarctica is unique. It is governed by international agreements that prevent any single country from owning it. Military activity and resource exploitation are banned, making Antarctica one of the few places on Earth dedicated entirely to peace and science. Australia, the smallest continent yet vast in its uniqueness, is a world unto itself. Isolated by oceans, it boasts wildlife found nowhere else. Think kangaroos, koalas, and the elusive platypus. Plants have thrived in its harsh environment, adapting like survivors of a drama. Australia is a contradiction of bustling coastal cities like Sydney and the vast outback deserts. Despite being one of the driest continents, urban life thrives along the shores. But Australia's heart beats with the deep pulse of its Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander heritage, rich in ancient stories and connected to the land. Across the Pacific, Oceania's islands, like Fiji and Samoa, live by the rhythm of the ocean. Here, the sea is a guide, food source, and storyteller. Together, Australia and Oceania create a vibrant tapestry of life shaped by nature and historic resilience. Consuming one planet, many continents, as our journey across the continents comes to an end. One truth becomes clear: Earth is not just a single world, but a collection of many worlds living side by side. From the vast population centers of Asia to the ancient landscapes of Africa, from the innovation and diversity of North America to the natural power of South America, each continent tells a different chapter of the same global story. Europe reminds us how ideas can shape the world. Australia shows how life adapts through isolation. And Antarctica stands as a powerful symbol of nature, untouched by human civilization. The differences between continents are shaped by geography, climate, and time. Mountains, oceans, deserts, and ice have influenced where people live, how societies grow, and how cultures develop. These natural boundaries didn't just separate land, they created identity. Yet, despite all these differences, the continents are deeply connected. Weather patterns, oceans, trade, technology, and migration link every part of the planet together. What happens on one continent can affect life on another, reminding us that Earth functions as a single system. Understanding the differences between continents helps us appreciate diversity, not just in landscapes, but in people, traditions, and ways of life. It encourages respect, curiosity, and a broader view of the world beyond our own borders. In a time when the planet faces challenges like climate change, population growth, and environmental loss, learning about continents is more important than ever. Antarctica's melting ice affects coastal cities worldwide. The rainforests of South America influence global climate. The growing populations of Africa and Asia will shape the future of humanity. Each continent carries responsibility, and together they share a future. So when we look at a world map, we're not just seeing land and water, we're seeing history, culture, struggle, innovation, and hope. Different continents, different stories, but one planet that belongs to all of us.